This mask has been on the faces of every Arsenal fan since this man has transferred to them, although everyone knows that it's no longer tough because it is now being performed by Arsenal fans. Nevertheless, that's not the topic of this video. We are here to talk about the chances of last year's top scorer, European top scorer, to win the Ballon D'Or. Firstly, we'll look at the reason why most of the people are actually giving him the Ballon d'Or shouts, and that is his absolutely bonkers stats. 64 goals. When was the last time you heard such figure? From the times of Ronaldo and Messi, I suppose. 64 goals and 17 assists in 60 matches. Oh my god. This is absolutely amazing. How much would the total GA be? Sorry, my math ain't mathing. 81 GA in 60 matches. Oh my god. And you might say that I'm glazing him, but it's been a while since I've seen this kind of numbers. In the Liga Portugal, he had 1.25 goals per 90, 1.13 XG, 5 hat-tricks just in the league, 3.53 shots per 90, which means that he was able to convert most of his shots. 12 out of 12 penalties scored, 100% penalty conversion rate. This is absolutely amazing. 73 out of 103 shots on target, 63 key passes. Well, this just also goes on to show that he also was amongst the assists, but who cares when he's got 64 goals? We are here to talk about that, and if the Ballon d'Or was based on individual performances only, I would have surely given this man the award, but yeah, he didn't win the Champions League, and that's pretty much it. The Ballon d'Or depends on the Champions League or an international competition, and he didn't win anything of that sort, so that's the reason most people are not considering him. Coming to his key performances that highlight his season, he went on an 8-game scoring streak in all competitions at the very start of the season, which just went on to show everyone that he was just continuing from where he left off last season. And in those 8 games, he was able to rack up 13 goals. And you might be saying that these goals were only against small teams in the Liga Portugal, because there aren't many good teams except Porto, Benfica, Sporting, and maybe Prague. I think that was the name of the team. But he also scored a hat-trick against the Champions League winner of the 2022-23 season, Manchester City. Now you might say that Manchester City were in absolute mud. I don't care, they're still a big team, and Viktor Gyokeres just proved his point, and that might have been the reason why Arsenal eventually signed him, and I hope that he will be the one for Arsenal to get them second again. Nevertheless, he scored 4 goals, which is absolutely bonkers if a player scores 4 goals in one match just one time. But he was able to do it, not 1, not 2, but 3 times throughout the season. How good is that? 39 goals in the league in just 33 matches. Liga Portugal, I don't know how many teams are there. But still, these are absolutely amazing stats. Now, he was able to get the Liga Portugal Golden Boot, but as for the European Golden Boot, the rules were a little bit different. Mbappe won it on the basis that of points, which is absolutely unfair. Golden Boot is about scoring goals, not just is the player in the top 5 leagues or not, because I am not talking about Mbappe, but if any player is there to just stat pad his goals against smaller teams and eventually goes on to win the Golden Boot, how would you justify that? And if Sporting were to compete in a top 5 league, I reckon they would comfortably get into the top 10. So I don't think that is a valid argument for not giving Viktor Gyokeres the Golden Boot. Nevertheless, his season was absolutely amazing, and on that basis I conclude that if the award was solely based on goals and assists, I would have given it to him. But considering that his awards and trophies weren't that, in the major category, I'll have to be honest. There are other players like Ousmane Dembele, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal. They are being given the shouts because of the amount of trophies they've won. Barcelona have won La Liga, Copa del Rey and Supercopa de España by defeating Real Madrid, which UEFA have ranked the best team in Europe. So, yep, that's the reason why Viktor Gyokeres might not win the Ballon d'Or, but I reckon that he will get into the top 10 because of these stats. If a person doesn't even get into the top 10, it will be straight up be blasphemy for the player and absolute disrespect for the amount of numbers he's put in. And I'm sure he will prove all the haters wrong in the Premier League this season. Now that's all for today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and until then, adios.